Hare Krishna Mataji. Hareswari.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Can you
How
hear
are you,
me?
Mataji?
Fine, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Okay, Mataji, we will have Kirtan and then we can start the class. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, my
On
voice
behalf
is
of...
clear?
Yes, Mataji. On behalf of all assembled devotees, we would like to welcome you, Mataji, for today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. We will chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra 3 times to welcome Mataji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Jai Gopi Janavallabha Jai Gopi Janavallabha Jai Girivaradhari Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Yashodanandana Raja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Raja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Raja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Raja Janaranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Nitya Gaura Hari Bol Nitya Gaura Hari Bol राम संकीर्तन की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय गुरु महाराज की जय हरे कृष्णा ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टकी मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरियत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनधारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरम् हरे कृष्णा
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, Any breaking my sound or anything?
No, clear, Mataji, clear.
If anything like that, please let me know, Prabhuji, so I will
Sure.
switch off my video.
Sure. You can keep your video on, Mataji, no problem.
Okay, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you all for giving me such an opportunity to glorify Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna in front of all the devotees. And I am seeking all your blessings to speak something related to our Shastra without any fault or anything, without any offense. And seeking all the blessings from the Acharyas and my parents and my all well wishers. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Today we are going to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, 31 chapter, Sloka 34. I will recite the Sloka. Teshvashandeshu mudeshu Kandidatmasu asadushu Teshvashandeshu mudeshu Kandidatmasu asadushu Sangana kuryat socheshu Yoshit krida mrugeshu chaha Sanganya kuryat socheshu Yoshit krida mrugeshu cha. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, want to recite?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Yes, ma'am. Hare Krishna. 3:31-34. Tesha asanteshu mudeshu kanditatmashu asadashu sangamna kuryachocheshu yoshit krida mrigeshu cha. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Teshva asandeshu mudeshu kandidatma swasadushu sankham na kuryat joyeshu yoshit krida mrigeshu cha. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Eshva Shandeshu Mudeshu Kandidatmaswa Sadhushu Sangam na Kuryachocheshu Yoshit Kridha Mrugeshu cha. Hare Krishna. Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Anybody else want to recite? Hare Krishna. Okay. Hare Krishna, we will start with the word meaning. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sai Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Tadadi Sabadandiyam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Udapadakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sagrajadam Sagagana Rupnadhanidam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savadudam Parijana Sagadam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagagana Rilada Sri Vishakhanadam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bindho Jagalpade Gobesha Gopiya Kanda Radha Kanta Namastude Taptakanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanasade Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanja Kalpadiribhya Chakravasanti Priye Vijapatidanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Ishtupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhudale Srimati Padaka Samiti Namne Namachari Padaya Nidaya Kripa Padaya Gaviragada Ramadharini Namo Ishtupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhudale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namne Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaviravani Pracharani Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachati Deshadarani Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So today we are going to discuss about sloka number 34 from the chapter 31st, Canto 3rd. We already read the sloka. Teshu asandeshu modeshu khandidatmasu sadushu sanganya kuryat socheshu vachish krida mrugeshu cha. So we will go to the synonyms. Teshu, with those. Asandeshu, coes. Modeshu, fools. Kandida atmasu, bereft of self-realization. Asadushu, wicked. Sangam, association. Na, not. Kriyat, one should make. Socheshu, pitiable. Used of woman. Krida mrugeshu, dancing dogs. Cha, na, ant. Translation are purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: one should not associate with a coarse fool who is bereft of knowledge of self-realization and who is no more than a dancing dog in the hands of a woman. So translation, it explained that one should not associate with a coarse fool. Coarse fool means hard or a vulgar fool who is bereft of knowledge, lack of knowledge of self-realization regarding the self. Who is what is the meaning of self? You know the meaning of self-realization, and who is no more than a dancing dog in the hands of a woman. There is a comparison. Is that the person who is don't have the knowledge of self-realization, like a fool, who is a fool, very bad person, who is just like a person. That's a dancing dog in the hand. Just like a dog in the hands of a woman. That if the dog in the hands of a woman means what? That a dog is under control of a woman. It is specifically telling a particular gender, woman. So that is the translation. So we will read the purport. Prabhuji, anybody like to read purport? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Read the purport.
Give Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So, translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Purport. The restriction of association with such foolish persons is especially meant for those who are in the line of advancement in Krishna consciousness. Advancement in Krishna consciousness involves developing the qualities of truthfulness, cleanliness, mercy, gravity, intelligence in spiritual knowledge, simplicity, material affluence, fame, forgiveness, and control of mind and the senses. All these qualities are to be manifested with the progress of Krishna consciousness. But if one associates with a Shudra, a foolish person, who is like a dancing dog in the hands of a woman, then he cannot make any progress. Lord Chaitanya has advised that any person who is engaged in Krishna consciousness and who desires to pass beyond material essence must not associate himself with women or with persons interested in material enjoyment. For a person seeking advancement in Krishna consciousness, such association is more dangerous than suicide. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, thank you so much. So this sloka explains about living being, like a human beings like us, like a devotee or a non-devotee. And there is a one mention like a consciousness, Krishna consciousness. That is, we are practicing Krishna consciousness and the person who is in progress. And another term is their association. So we will see one by one. So we all are human beings in the material world. The previous slokas, last class also clearly explained a fetus, an embryo, it is growing in the womb of a mother, how much struggle they are facing, that a particular baby is struggling. And as soon as came out of the womb of a mother, what will happen is as soon as coming out of the womb, it will get contaminated with the material world. So we know now that we all are in the material world, and the material world is full of miseries, and we are facing all that, especially in the age, this Kali Yuga, we have a lot of difficulties. So, well, we are going to explain about the association and the progress in the Krishna consciousness. We should find out the fault in the human being. So we have so many faults. Mainly, we are having 4 faults. Defects on the human beings, that everybody knows that, because we have the tendency to do mistakes. We are undergoing the influence of Maya. We are having the propensity for cheating, and we have improper senses. The person who is understanding the defects, he can correct himself. In the psychiatry, there is that we are treating with the persons of psychic patients. We know that some they are telling it got cured, but even if they are getting cured, but after sometimes any particular incident, they will get again the disease. So in the psychiatry, the doctors, they are telling that a person who is having a proper insight, it is easy to treat. So the psychiatry, it is dealing with the mind. So the person is a psychic person, can be treated easily when the patient is having a proper insight. That means the person can understand what is happening in his mind, I am a patient. I am a psychiatric patient. Some persons, they are completely denying their situation. So like that, it's very difficult to treat. The same way, the person is having a proper consciousness. They understood that I have these defects. I have the human beings having 4 kinds of defects. I should accept that one. I am also having that. If we are telling that I don't have any defects, I am living properly, and I have 100% perfect. In that time, we cannot treat. That means we cannot have a change. They will not progress in the Krishna consciousness. So we know that we are in the material world. We are under the clutches of Maya. So Maya, how it works? Maya is having 2 types of potencies, Avaranatmika and Prachepatmika. Avaranatmika means it is the Bhagavad Gita, it is saying that Maya Bhakrata Chedasa. So Avaranatmika, it is covering. Maya is covering. So everywhere we are seeing some examples, 3 kind of examples that everybody knows also. That one, the covering of our knowledge, like what is 3 types of examples given. One is the dust on the mirror is easy to remove. So it will, the intelligence will, or consciousness will come on. It will be clear. And second one is the fire is covered by smoke. A little bit effort we have to take to subside the smoke. Then only we can see the fire. Another example is that the embryo in the womb of a mother, it is very difficult to come out. This is the examples to understand easily. This is the 3 types of covering of our knowledge or our consciousness. So Maya Devi is working. So why we are under the modes of material nature, 3 modes of material nature. So Rajoguna, Tamoguna, and Sattaguna. And we should be always in the level of Sattaguna. It is not possible always, but we are trying to keep our gunas in the same, that is in the Sattaguna. Then after that only Shuddha Sattaguna. When we reach in the Shuddha Sattaguna, will not come back. As for that one, what we are doing is we are practicing. And this Maya, and in the Bhakti Radhamrita Sindhu, it is mentioned that 3.2.25, Kama Dina Kadida Kadida Palida Dur Neshva. There is said no limit the unwanted orders of lusty desires. In Bhakti Radhamrita Sindhu, it explains that the human being having unlimited desires. So we should understand that we are having the defects, and the human beings are having unlimited desires. So how it will work? We know that we are having the senses, we are having the mind, intelligence, and soul. There is some levels. So the lowest level is in the senses. Above the senses, there is mind. Above mind, there is intelligence. And above that one, our soul. This is the position. So we are attracted by any things, the material things. We are attracted. Who is coming in contact with the material things? First, our senses. So our senses are finding out something, and we are giving past the message to the mind. So mind is under the control of the senses. Of course, mind will accept that one. Okay, take it that one, to enjoy that one, like that. If the mind is not under control of our senses, the senses cannot do anything. And over that, this message is going to the intelligence. So intelligence is telling, no, it is not good for you. But the intelligence is under the control of mind. What will happen? Again, we will go to that material things. This is the position. So what we have to do, we will find out that this is the position. So what we will do, that we in the nectar of instruction, it is one first sloka, Vajo Vega, Manaso Krodha Vega. That is, we know that this is the tongue. This should be in the control. If it is not in the control, it will affect our belly and the genital organs. So this is the position. So we have to control all these things. This is the senses. We have to control that one. So if the mind, we know that the mind is what? Chanchalam. Arjuna is telling Chanchala Himana Krishna. We know that sloka. Why? Because it is always changing. So mind is always changing and always going to the for enjoyment, seeking the enjoyment. Everybody is like that. Everybody want to enjoy. This is our position. We are not understanding our external position, but we are trying to enjoy each moment of our life. In different persons are enjoying in different ways. They are seeking for different objects for enjoyment. So what we have to do? We should know the position. Above the mind, there is intelligence. Intelligence are, I think, 4 types of intelligence, whatever it is, intelligence. And if we are try to understand. Above the mind is intelligence. And if the intelligence is inactive, it is the intelligence don't have the energy to control mind, we have to give energy to the intelligence. How we can give the energy to the intelligence? That means how we are giving energy through the nutrition. We are getting our body the proper energy through proper nutrition. Like that, the intelligence also get a nutrition through what? What is the actual nutrition for that one? Transcendental knowledge. This is the knowledge, Vedic knowledge, the knowledge about Shastra. Through the knowledge, we are trying to understand whom Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that knowledge, what gives to us, we understand that the relationship between Krishna and us. And what is the position of the human beings living in, what is the position of the living entity? That is the knowledge. So that knowledge we are giving the proper nutrition to the intelligence. So the intelligence will be more active. And that if we are more energetic, we can control the other. So when the intelligent got a educate or get a proper knowledge, proper nutrition, so the intelligence will control the mind. So mind cannot do anything. If the mind is under the control of intelligence, so all the senses also will be under control. So we will not be attacked by the Maya. So intelligence, but the intelligence we got, that the energy we got, the knowledge we got, through whom? Through our spiritual master, through Guru. We know we are getting the knowledge through Guru, Sadhu, Guru, and Shastra. So the proper advice or instructions from the Guru, we get our knowledge. That what was the knowledge? The transcendental knowledge that we are part and parcel of Krishna. We are the eternal servant of Krishna. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is 5.142. It is Ekale Ishvara Krishna Ara Sabhapritya. It means that we are the eternal servant of Krishna. We, all the living beings, all the living entities, trees, animals, everything are the servants of Krishna. This is the knowledge we should get. So how we are getting the knowledge, then what we have to do? Then what we have to do is we have to practice something. We know that we are Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We are the servant of Krishna. So what we have to do? Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.7. It is Vasudeve Bhagavadi Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Jnanediya Suvairagya Jnanam Chayat Ahedukam. What it means, it is translation is that by rendering devotional service to Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, one immediately acquires causeless knowledge and detachment from the world. That one we needed. But by rendering the devotional service to whom? Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, with the instructions of our Guru, we are getting the proper knowledge. So while getting the proper knowledge, we are getting detachment from the world. That is, it is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. So while giving the proper nutrition, proper knowledge to our intelligence, we will get more and more and more knowledge through devotional service. We are doing the devotional service. We know that Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, that we know that how we are practicing. So we are already started our practice. We are hearing, we are chanting, we are doing all kinds of devotional service. We are serving, we are keeping our deity and everything we are doing. But again, we are in the material world. Again, we are getting attracted by the other Maya's clutches. So that only thing we know that Maya and Krishna. Maya is the part and parcel of Krishna. So she is also having the very strength. He's also very strong. We know that in our olden times, some shops they are using, I don't know in the English word, there is like a weighing machine, the 2 parts like that. If we are keeping the items, which one we are going to buy in one side, on the other side they are keeping the blocks, 1 kg, 2 kg blocks. So it should be balanced. Like that, we consider that energy of Krishna is one side, energy of Maya is one side. So when we are telling that I am chanting 16 rounds, I am following the 4 regulative principles, still Maya is attacking. So what we have to do? We should increase the weight in one side. So we have to increase Krishna Prema in one side. So it will get more and more weight. What will happen? Krishna will pull out Maya. So this is kind of things we should understand, that Maya and Krishna's energy is two types. So we have to increase our Krishna Prema. One devotee asked to Srila Prabhupada that I am get confused that sometimes I am falling in Maya. Then Srila Prabhupada told, that is wrong. Sometimes you are always in Maya. Sometimes you are falling in Krishna consciousness. So that is the correct thing. But Srila Prabhupada knows very well that in Kali Yuga, if you are chanting also, 16 round chanting and doing everything, but still sometimes we are falling in Maya. So this is the thing. But we have to get rid of that one. This sloga, it is telling the person, the dog in the hands of a woman. And there is, we know that men and women, and men and women, two genders, they're having the same nose and something, all the organs are same. We have two nose, and women not like that, one nose and two eyes, and men is having one eyes, not like that, equal, and all the holes of the body and everything is equal. Only some organs are different. That is, there is some particular purpose for that one, because we have to beget children. That what kind of children? Krishna conscious child. For that purpose, that is the difference of the bodies, this male and female bodies. But it specifically mentioned women's. Why? Because they are attracted women's beauty. Somebody is attracted women's beauty, and they are undergoing for that they are undergoing the Maya. Maya of that is another satisfaction. That already mentioned that we are always seeking for enjoyment. Enjoyment in any kind of enjoyment. Some they are using watching movies. Some they are eating foods. That one food we cannot eat, like non-veg and everything. And some they are find satisfaction in sexual life or something like that. So everything is because of the this is the clutches of Maya. That also we understood. And what we have to do, but we have to do the devotional service. Why this person or particular mentioning the name of a woman? Why you name the dogs in the hand of a woman? Dog, it is specifically telling dog. We know that dog is always an obedient animal, not like any other animal. Dogs are the most sincere, obedient animal. And a woman, that's the comparison is like that. So the most obedient animal, the man, who is a foolish man, a mutha, is always just like a obedient animal. And we learn in the social studies, it is a human beings are social animal. So if the person, we are standing in two legs and acting like a dog, it is, we can just telling that a animal only. Cannot say him as a human being, because human being having other things to do. This is an eternal servant of Krishna. His purpose of life is to serve Krishna and his devotees, and to do continuous, constant devotion service. And the translation, it is the sloga, it is telling that this dog, it is an, that how the dog is acting. If you are telling something, he is giving instructions, dog will do like that. If you are throwing the ball and tell the dog to bring it back, the dog will bring it back. So that is the most obedient animal. So this type of fools, they are just like a hands in the dogs in the hands of a woman. And we are practicing the devotional service. So there is the stages of bhakti. That's Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana, Kriya, Anartha, Nivritti. Before going to the top level, we should understand the first Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha. Next step is Sadhu Sangha. Sadhu Sangha is association of the devotees. What kind of devotees? The pure devotees. Why it is more important? Because if we are getting associated with the other people it is too much attached with the material life, we also get contaminated. Because when we are coming together, we are using our leisure time for discussion or something, that type of people, what they are going to discuss, they are going to discuss about the politics or the recent films or recent activities happening in our place or nation or something like that. So we also will be get attracted to that to hear. After that, we also started to seek some news from the media or something to discuss. So what will happen? Our mind will get polluted. So if your mind will get polluted, for example, before going to bed, if we are watching any movie or something like that, if horror movie, whatever it is, we just before going to the sleep, it will be in our eyes. We are closing our eyes also. We can see, like a film, we can see it in front of our eyes. So that is the reason that whatever we are in contact with, it is always will be in our mind. If we are hearing some music while traveling or something, after some time, if the music also stop, but we have to start singing that. Always that is the tendency. We will start to sing the same music. We may not know the word meaning or the words or something, but it will come to our tongue. So that is the nature of the human beings. So that is why we are telling, if we are getting associated with the person is not a devotee, what will happen? We also will get contaminated. So that is the importance of association of a devotee. Why? Because we know that how our senses are going to work with the Maya. And we are getting contaminated. That already we've seen that how it is getting contaminated. So the association is very important. And what Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, and 4.10, Krishna is saying that Vida Raga Bhaya Krodha Man Mayamam Upasridaha Bhagavo Jnana Tapasa Pudamat Bhava Agada. The meaning, translation I will read. Being freed from attachment, fear and anger, being fully absorbed in me and taking refuge in me, many persons in the past become purified by knowledge of me, and then thus they are attained transcendental love for me. This is the Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 4.10 that we should be freed from all the attachment. If you are getting attached with something in your family, Grihastha, they are too much attached with their family members. So if kind of attachment or fear, we have fear of death. The person who believes in Krishna, we surrender into the lotus feet of Krishna, will not fear about death, because we know that we are not the body, we are soul. So there is no need for fear. So this greed or anything, anger, greed means we are greedy for any money or any enjoyment or any luxury things or something like that. Because we know that Isha Vasimidam Sarva, everything is belong to Krishna. Then whatever we needed, Krishna is giving. Then one should be greedy for the particular thing, no need for that one. And something happened to our life, if something like a lack of anything, lack of money or something, you should understand that this is because our karma. And Krishna is always like that. Whatever we need, he is giving according to our desire. But when we are progressing in the Krishna consciousness, there should be some control over that one. And when somebody is progressing Krishna consciousness, we will not get that much greedy to something. But we are thinking, I have only to serve Krishna and his devotees. No need for anything. If Krishna is giving me more money, I will use it for Krishna service. That should be the position of a devotee. So what will happen? Krishna is telling, if you are not greedy or if you don't have any attachment and you have to surrender unto me, what will happen? You will get the transcendental knowledge and we will get the pure love for Krishna. In the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was not allowing any woman to come in contact with him, but he was glorifying gopis. So if somebody's Mudas is saying that, he will, how can be like that? He don't want to see any woman, but he's glorifying gopis. The intelligent person in Krishna consciousness should understand that who are gopis, what is their bhava. This is the topmost level of bhakti. That is the reason Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was telling the service, so how we have to see the service of gopis. They are not thinking about anything material. They don't have any material desire or anything. They want to please Krishna. They want to see always Krishna. They want to see always glorify Krishna. It is the prema bhakti. They are the topmost level of bhakti. So that is not a simple woman. That is not a simple woman like us or something like that. So that also we should understand. Somebody is criticizing like that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu don't want to see women. There is a difference. The normal woman, common woman and other gopis, there is a difference. And the person who is attracted with the women's beauty, that also we have to see that. The person who is attracted with the women's beauty, if he is properly practicing Krishna consciousness, he should be attracted by the beauty of Krishna and Srimati Radharani. Kandarpa Kodi Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham. That we know that the beauty of Krishna, there is no other comparison in the cosmic manifestation to compare the beauty of Krishna. There are 6 kind of qualities of Krishna's beauty. I forgot that qualities. There are 6 kinds of qualities of Krishna's beauty. That means it cannot be compared with anybody, any other beauty. And we cannot identify without normal eyes also. So that is the beauty of Krishna. The person who is practicing in Krishna consciousness, is standing and he is doing all the devotional service, will not get attracted by the beauty of another woman. We know that the body is having blood and majja and everything, bones and every so many secretions. It's a very dirty place. Inside the body is a very dirty place. And if you are not taking bath for one day, we know that how much difficult if you are not brush our teeth for one time. So that is the reason the person who is practicing, we come to Krishna consciousness, will not get attracted by the beauty. And one more thing, that this is temporary. Sometimes they are telling illusion. Illusion is that is Maya, but it is a temporary. Srila Prabhupada was telling in one lecture that we cannot specifically it is illusion, that it is not there. We cannot say like that. It is there. The material world is there. This nature is very beautiful. There is river, mountain, flowers, so many things. And all human beings are there. If somebody is beating us, we are getting pain. That means it is illusion? No. It is something is there, but it is a temporary. It is a temporary. It will not last. So the body, the beauty, it will never last. It is we are undergoing the changes in our body. We know that there are 6 kind of changes. It is happening when you are getting old, or any diseases. Sometimes some diseases it is affecting the skin. Our beauty will fade. So a mudha, a foolish man only will get attracted by the beauty of a woman. And if a person who is that the person who is going to the for the following the woman's beauty and getting attached with her and having a sexual contact or something like that, what will happen? His life will be spoiled only. He will not get a proper knowledge because he will not always thinking about that woman. If the person who is getting the proper knowledge and we are practicing the Krishna consciousness, they know that I am soul. I am not this body. But I got a human body because for serving the Krishna and Krishna's devotees. That is the thing we should understand. That is the proper realization. In this sloka, it is associated with, that is again the association. And it is mentioned the last word, for a person seeking advancement in Krishna consciousness, such association is more dangerous than a suicide. If again and again this person is going to do like this, getting contact with the material things or something like that, is more dangerous than suicide. Suicide means we kill ourselves. You know that if you are killing by somebody is telling that okay, suicide is good thing, can get out of this material world. It will not be, because when we take birth, we have a lifespan. If suppose a person is having 70 years of lifespan, he will suicide in 40 years. In 30 years, he has to remain in this world. He cannot go back. And he will not reach to the higher planet or something. Suffering and suffering and suffering. If a person, especially if a normal person, a common man is doing one mistake, and he may get the result also. Suppose the person already in Krishna consciousness doing the same mistake, the effect will be more. Papa is sitting, sins are, will be the effect of the sins are more. Why? We already know that, but we have to do. And again, you are doing the same mistake. It will be, the effect will be more. That also we should understand. And don't take this effect of chanting and I think nectar of instructions, it is telling that the persons, the Christians, they are going to the church every week to do their they are revealing all this whatever mistake they have done, and coming back from there, in front of the priest they are explaining, they have to explore their what all mistakes, that what all sins they have done, and after that they coming back, and what they are doing the same mistake or some other mistake, but their mind is like that, okay, I will do this one, so I can do again mistake. Next Sunday, I will go to the church and I will do like this. And again, they are coming back. It's like it is the correct thing. It is not a correct thing. So we're not supposed to take it as an advantage that I am chanting 16 rounds. If I do some mistakes, I will chant again 34 rounds. No, should not do like that, because in chanting is we are calling Krishna, Krishna's name. Krishna's name, Rupa, Dhamma, all are same. Krishna's name and Krishna's form is same only. We are chanting Krishna's name. It is same that Krishna is coming in front of us. Wherever we are talking about Krishna, he will be there. The presence will be there. So we are not supposed to do like that. So that is the very important of association. And we already seen that how our senses are getting attracted by the material things, and it is going to the message, going to the mind and intelligence will be affected. And why, when we are in contact with the association of a pure devotee, who is a pure devotee? A pure devotee is always immersed in Krishna consciousness, always in the Krishna consciousness. He's not thinking about anything else. And the pure devotee, the topmost level of bhakta or devotee, they are not thinking about even liberation. They don't want even liberation. Why? They want to serve Krishna always. And they are speaking only about Krishna. They are not speaking anything else. They are not getting enough food also. When prasadam, they are not getting prasadam. They will live, they are happy. But they are thinking, this is because of my karma. If anything good happened to him, but they will think this is the blessing from Krishna. It is a mercy of Krishna. That is the mentality of a pure devotee. The pure devotee is always talking about Krishna only. It is a mind and everything immersed in Krishna only. And he is thinking that something unwanted happening to him. He is thinking that because of my bad karma. If anything happened, very nice things or something like that, he will always glorify. Even both things, he will always glorify Krishna only. If very bad things are happening, but we are always telling that, oh, because why happened like that, I am doing chanting, I am doing all the service still. But such a pure devotee will not think like that. But he will think, maybe my bad karma, it will remove some of the bad karmas, and I will get purified. I will get purified again and again. I will get purified. I want to more and more and more and close to with Krishna. Such a pure devotee will not get attacked by Maya. Why? This pure devotee's senses are controlled by whom? The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. So, such a pure devotee, that is a pure devotee. His senses are controlling by whom? Krishna. So, for him, there is nothing to worry. If you're going outside, if you are staying inside, you are going for preaching, or whatever incidents, whatever surroundings, whatever circumstances happening to his life, he is not worried about that one, because he knows that, like Gopas, we know that how Gopas are playing. They are seeing one big snake and they are going inside the snake. That they are thinking Krishna will save. And the forest, then they are going to forest, and there was fire. So whatever circumstances coming, whatever events happened, anything happened in their life, they are thinking that Krishna is there. Krishna will save us. They are blindly believe in Krishna. But for us, it is very difficult to do like that. We have every doubt. I am doing this much service. Again, this one happening to me. How come like that? So we are thinking like that because lack of proper faith in Krishna. We are always telling, we are preaching, we are telling, we are listening the classes of the acharyas, everything we are doing, but still something is lacking. That is the firm faith in Krishna. That is why Krishna is telling that. Last sloka, the 18.66. What is that? Sarvadharman paritejya mamekam sharanam braja ahantvam sarva bhavebhyo mokshayishyami mashucha. Krishna is telling, don't worry, you just surrender unto me. That's the only thing. You leave it all the religious principles, nothing, and all the things that varnasrama, dharma, everything. You just surrender. Some they are telling it is very difficult to surrender completely because we are having the human relationship. That is the main thing, that attachment towards. Very boldly conception also there. So it is very difficult. I have to help my child to grow up, like I have to get a nice education. I have to make a big house. I have to save some money. I have to keep some money in my account. So after all, everything will finish, I will surrender to Krishna. This is our mentality. So if like that we can do, no, it is very difficult. Because in the age is going, we have become very old. Maybe your memory will be disturbed. Our hands will be having some kind of moving like a tremor or something like that. We cannot keep our chanting beats properly and we cannot pronounce properly. So we will wait till the end of our life. We will not get a chance to surrender. We will not get a chance to do devotional service. We will not get a chance to glorify Krishna and his pastimes. So we all are in the Krishna conscious. We are practicing Krishna consciousness. And in the sloka, in the purport, it is explained that translation is it explained that there is some qualities. While in progressing Krishna consciousness, we are acquiring some qualities. So from that one also we can assess that we are progressing it or not. So now we know that there are some qualities. So with that one, we can understand that we are progressing or not. If nobody else can do like that, how we can assess we are progressing Krishna consciousness? In a provoking situation, there's some situations happening in our life that can be provoked. You will get anger soon, or we will get upset. You will start to cry, scream. So how we are reacting to that particular situation, depend upon then we can assess that we are progressing it or not. If somebody is telling very rudely or talking very rudely or something to her, very bad words. So we are thinking that I did not do anything to that particular person. Why is getting angry with me? And then why unnecessary talking like that? Then suddenly our face will change, our tone will change, our voice will rise, and we will get angry again to that person. But a person who is in practicing properly and progressing in Krishna consciousness, he will think that maybe because of my karma, just to make a smile in our face and just leave that place. So that is the progress. And anything happened to our life, some painful situation, we should think that this is because of my bad karma. Maybe it can be a blessing. Some very bad incidents in our life, it will turn to blessing. Later on, we can understand that it was a blessing actually. So we should try to think about like that. In my life also, there are so many incidents happened that I cried or something, like responded in another way. But afterwards, we get to know that it was really a blessing. So everything happened. A devotee who is chanting, everything happened to his life will be a blessing only. How we can understand that? How we can understand that? Through the proper faith in Krishna. And we have to serve Krishna unconditionally. Krishna is also telling that constantly devoted to me, such persons will be more dear to me. Krishna is telling. Some they are telling that how we can always think about Krishna 24 hours in life. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. Can be. Why? We are getting up from the bed, we can pray to Krishna, and we used to take bath. While we can pray to Krishna, we'll take the water and chant and pour the water over our body and prepare for the arati and all. Prepare bhoga preparation. We can chant His name, and before going to our workplace, we can chant. And while traveling, we can chant His name. Everything we can do. So, and while before doing something, we can just pray to Krishna to protect me. That will be suitable. I should not get disturbed, and I have to help all of them coming to me like that. So every time we can chant, we can pray to Krishna. So like that, only sometimes what we are doing is something happen bad to us, some incidents are happening or something like that time we will try to pray. Like a Kundi Maharani was praying first when I heard about that sloka, really I thought, why like that? I thought like that because Kundi Maharani was praying that give me more miseries, more problems, because in that time there was lot of difficulties in their time. That time Krishna was with him, with them. So Kundi Maya was asking, requesting that they want the presence of Krishna. Difficulties will be vanished by the presence of Krishna. So blessings of Krishna. Not like that she is enjoying the difficulties. No. Because of the presence of the Supreme Personality of Lord Krishna. This should be our prayer like that. We need the presence of Krishna in our life. If our intelligence are getting knowledge, proper knowledge of the transcendental knowledge, we will not be attacked by Maya. The sloka explained like that. The person, you should not be associated with. Association is very important for us. We have to associate with the devotees who are chanting Krishna's name, who was always constantly in Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, we also will be get contaminated by the material things. Then we will be getting illusion, and mind will be like that. We will be unstable. Then we will not get a chance to chant holy name. So that is the sloka. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. If anything wrong, please forgive me. And if anything added, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you very much, Mataji. It was a wonderful explanation for this verse with a lot of references. And it's very, very important verse also. So sometimes people may mistake why Srila Prabhupada is writing about so much about women. That may be common misunderstanding. And also there can be misunderstanding here. Whatever we should understand is it is applicable for both the parties, for male as well as female. So whatever, when they are attracted on bodily platform, either it is a man or woman, then their spiritual life progress is going to be hampered. But normally women, they have like more self-control. That's why the male is more prominently emphasized here, that they should be like having that restrictions in dealing, otherwise they will fall down. So that is more emphasized here by Srila Prabhupada. And you also very nicely explained, Mataji, with so many things, especially when suffering comes, how we should take it. It is like it's our own karma. And also in future, it may be now it may be as a suffering, but in future we will say the same thing as a blessing also. It may help in our progress in Krishna consciousness, because ultimately spiritual life is about detaching everything from material things, either it is objects or person. So that is required. Only our attachment should be with Krishna. So that is spiritual life. So whatever comes, if you see in that perspective, definitely it is going to help us in spiritual progress. But when we are materially attached, then that may be having some kind of impact on our mind when an object leaves or a person leaves, something like that. So in that way, you beautifully explained that this verse. I think it's a very, very important verse for people who are practicing Krishna consciousness, or this translation and purport should be very, very important. If at all we want to progress in Krishna consciousness, then these things should be very much strictly followed so that we can progress in Krishna consciousness, as Srila Prabhupada said. Thank you very much, Mataji, for your wonderful explanation. And any doubts devotees have, please they can unmute and they can express here. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandavat Pranams.
Prabhuji, I just, what I learned from today's class, there are 3 or 4 important points I want to share, Prabhuji.
Sure, Prabhu, please.
The first thing is like a desire and satisfaction. So desires are related to the bodily concept, and that are like obstacles in our path of bhakti. So those desires have to be rejected, which is there for the bodily enjoyment. But at the same time, those desires can make the soul satisfy. Those desires should be accepted, and we should go ahead to progress in our spiritual life. And then Mataji has explained about the intelligence. So what I understood, intelligence means to kill the thought immediately before it turned into the action. Means if there is a thought came in the mind to do the sense enjoyment, that thought should be killed at that moment itself before it will turn into the action. And that will create disturbance, and that will create obstructions in our path of bhakti. So, and the last Mataji has told about the association. So the association is like we can say that association can also make us low down in our bhakti, and the association can uplift us also in our bhakti. So this is very important to whom we are associating. And if we are associating with someone who we say it's a pure devotee, then we are adopting the quality and applying in our practical life or no. If we are associating with pure devotees and acharyas, hearing from them, but nothing is happening practically implementation in our practical life, then that much time we spend on hearing and associating with that person, that won't work for us. So if we want to really get a permanent satisfaction, and if we want to enjoy the real bliss, then whatever association by the mercy of Guru and Krishna we are getting, we have to implement in our practical life. We have what we are hearing, we have to follow them. Otherwise, there is no use of hearing. So that is what a few points I understood from today's class, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranams.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. While Prabhuji told about the association, I forgot to tell something. One point I wanted to tell, like that when you are seeing a good qualities in other devotee, we should not just act like that. We should take whatever qualities that particular devotee is having, and you should not pretend that I also not only to follow that one. Don't try to imitate. That also I would like to say. If we are seeing sometimes we are seeing some particular devotee always smiling face, very polite, very humble. That is a very important thing. So we should not act like that. Just like that, I am also like this. If we are acting, what will happen? Our outside, our body actions will be same like that particular devotee, but our inner mind will never change. But if we are trying to take the quality and we are trying to practice in our life, and first of all, we have to have a change in our mind. If it is having change in your mind, it will automatically it will come on your action. So you should not imitate. You should only follow, or you should try to take that particular quality and try to practice. It is a very important thing is practice. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. I'm also noted some points. So here, Chaitanya, it is Reshishiyadi Vishwasu. Mataji already explained the faith. So 9 process, Shraddha, Sadhusanga. The important thing is faith. So we need the faith. Also in 9 Navavidha Bhakti, Sravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pada Sevanam Artanam Vandanam Dasyam. So in this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that Kirtanam is the important. So first sloka, Madhyalila, Yasya Prasadat, Sadhya Sarva Jnanam Varjit, Sri Chaitanya Devami, Bhagavan Samprasidadu. Even a person with no knowledge can immediately acquire all knowledge simply by the benediction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that is but what is that? We all are the three gunas, Sattva-guna, Rajaguna, Tamoguna. But even that is the importance. Who is in Sattva-guna, the symptoms is early to rise and speak like in nice words. Okay, just but we need what is that? Even Sattva-guna, even a drunkard, he's wake up in early morning. That is symptoms. But what is his job doing? Right? So, or depends on um, early, he's wake up in early morning, even though, but there is no benefit. So what is that? This is not, this is contaminated. So that is a contamination. So even the faith is contaminated, everything is lost. Even Rajoguna, he is in Rajoguna, he can develop in the Sattva-guna. So we need the this one, faith, right? So the without contamination, what we need, the purity. So purity is important. So how we can get purity? Inside we have to purify. That is the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives the kirtana. So association. What is the association? The Hladini Shakti is the Jiva. The Hladini Shakti, where we get Hladini Shakti? From the Jivas. So the Jivas, who is the pure devotee, his this the quality, not a means repeating acting, but his quality, what he are inside, so bhava. So what he have learned, that we are following his words. We have to follow the instruction of the words. So that is the important thing. We have to the association more important than anything. What is my understanding, Mataji? Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Prabhuji, Hare
Thank
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Mataji, I would also like to ask one question related to today's purport. Srila Prabhupada is writing in the purport, advancement in Krishna consciousness involves developing the qualities of truthfulness. We know that. Cleanliness, mercy, gravity, intelligence, spiritual knowledge, simplicity. There is also a word called material affluence and fame. So when we read that whole statement, advancement in Krishna involves developing the qualities. Okay, here the word specifically material affluence and fame. Why Srila Prabhupada is, because other all qualities we understand, forgiveness, control of mind and senses, we all know these are all divine qualities. In between these divine qualities, there is two mentioned about material affluence and fame. What is the specific reason or how we should take this understanding with this statement, material affluence and fame of this quality? Developing these qualities means normally we are not behind material affluence. If a devotee or a devotee is not behind fame, Nadanam, Najanam, Nasundari. So this quality is why it is mentioned along with the statement.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
It is like a material opulence. It is like we are calling it as a prashasti. 1 minute, Prabhu. I will just. I will tell Prabhuji. This one is called what is like what I understood, that material opulence is what I understood is material auspiciousness.
Okay.
But it is not like a
But
material.
the word is very straightforward word, no, Mataji? Affluence.
Yeah, opulence
There is
is
a direct
like,
meaning for affluence, right? Material affluence.
yeah,
Material
but
affluence means normally we see, no, Janma,
yeah.
Aishwarya, Shrita, Shrivi. The high parentage, wealth, high education, these are all considered as material affluence. So Krishna, Kunti Maharani also prays that people who are maddened by these things, they cannot approach you. Only Akinchanas can approach you. Janma, Aishwarya, Shutra, Shrivi. But here Srila Prabhupada writes along with the purport, with all the divine qualities, he has written. Maybe we are not able to understand why he has written. That's why I want to understand, see, why this material affluence and the fame also is there.
Yeah. what I understood from this one, it is a material opulence is in the sense that we are in the material world, we are having the material body. So we know that when we are chanting or we are progressing Krishna consciousness, we are getting the material, what in called bhaudika, that is bhaudika Aishwarya. Aishwarya means auspiciousness. That only I understood that. That is auspiciousness only. And opulence is the fame. That means the prashasti, that is the fame what you are getting, not related to the material things. That the one person is getting fame means that can be an actor or something like that kind of fame. Not like that. The fame we are getting is a person. Suppose I am chanting or I am anybody is progressing in the material, it's a Krishna consciousness. So others also will get to that a particular person by seeing him body. That kind of, we are telling that somebody is chanting more than 16 rounds. There is some kind of opulence we can see in the face. That there is changes. That is the change, like maybe the person was very bad. It's a drunkard or something like that. He was doing very bad things. While he is coming to Krishna consciousness, we are chanted to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. There will be some bodily changes is happening. Some we are telling that the person, how very nice to see that person's face. That Aishwaryam, we are seeing the Aishwaryam in the body. That is, I don't know more the opulence, any other extra words for that one. So that is the bodily changes can happen, Prabhuji. That is not only from the mind, that is the truthfulness, forgiveness, everything happen in the inner mind, but the bodily changes is happening. What that only understood that we can see that somebody is saying that in Malayalam, I will say one word, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Mataji.
So we can see some person, we are telling that Mataji de Mota Andur Aishwaryam Chedas, what is called Chaitanya. That is means Chaitanya.
Tejas.
Tejas or Chaitanya. We are telling that when we come to Krishna consciousness, started chanting and doing devotional service, there will be bodily changes are happening, Prabhuji. That I understood. That is the material opulence. And the fame also like that. These other persons are getting attracted by that. That is why it is telling like that. A person who is already in progress in Krishna consciousness, they will be the role model of the society. Each Krishna conscious person should be the role model of the society. So the other people will get attracted by that, because all the persons, they are seeing everybody is crying or they are facing so many challenges. When a person is come in contact, when a Krishna conscious person is come in contact with a non-devotee, when you're talking with that particular person, that person will understand that there is something special in this particular man or a woman. What is that as something speciality in that one? Because of the bodily changes. So that kind of that prashasti is not meaning that like in politics or in the film or industry or something like that. That is the one that you understand that it is the person should be a role model of a community. The Krishna conscious person will be the role model of the community. So if suppose a particular family, one person only practicing Krishna consciousness, others are not practicing, but some they are telling that we don't want to do chanting, we don't want, you do whatever you want, you do, but they also will get realized that something is special in this person. So I will tell you one example. Can I tell you one example, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji.
After I got initiated, I went to my younger sister's house. She had one small child, 1.5 year old. He was always crying and disturbance and coughing and throughout the night like that. I left from there and I came back to Kanya Desh. One time she called me, and they are not chanting also, but they are not eating non-veg or something like that. But they are believing in Krishna and everything, but they are not chanting or not doing all these things. But she told me one thing, Chechi, when we are there, my child was not at all crying and very calm and quiet. I felt some changes in our house. That not because of me. Then I told that is not because of my presence. This is the holy name. I was chanting early morning. I was chanting the holy name Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That is the effect. So that person, they are not in Krishna consciousness. They are not in not related to ISKCON. They understood that there are some changes. That thing realization that there is some changes because of the holy name. So the person who is practicing Krishna consciousness, so others, they are telling to others, my family, my sister is like that, she is doing like that, but she is always thinking positively, something. That is the fame, not to the material fame, and not the
Understood,
material.
Mataji. Yes, yes, yes,
That
yes.
is
Understood.
Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Shona Prabhuji, Anat Pranam Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Under
Hare
plans.
Krishna
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Thank you
Opulence
very
and
much,
fame.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much for that nice explanation.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
Prabhu, please.
Prabhuji, it's fame, the material opulence, like the wealth or a possession, if it is coming by its accord, on its own accord, then there is no harm, like yadrichaya labha. But a devotee will not hanker for it, but he will get it automatically, what is required. Okay, Lord himself says that he will give yogashamam mahameham. And as a devotee, you are naturally to have some fame because your activities. And these two material, the opulence and fame are all bhagas of Lord also. Although, like in Kundi Mada's project, we devotee don't hanker for it. If it comes by its own accord, we can use it for Krishna consciousness. Like Dhruva Goswami, he got 2 boats full of gold coins. And many of our devotees are using their wealth and fame, which they got by its own accord. Naturally, it comes to them. They are using it for Krishna's service. Like even we, if we get a promotion or increment, we are not going to refuse it. If it is not affecting our Krishna conscious activities, if it is helpful, we can accept it. Although we don't hanker, that is not our main aim. So material, this wealth is also and is required, and it is natural that because of the activities, services, one is likely to get some fame.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji.
One more thing I added. Just Mataji explained what the 4 things we already. 4 means 4 types of weeds to avoid developing Krishna consciousness. That is kutinati, finding fault in others. Pradishta asha, that is a desire to be recognized, the fame. So, and expect for other efforts, so recognition. That is, 3rd one is jiva himsa. 4th one is nishidhaja, prohibited behavior. So this out of these 4, pradishta asha is the means fame. We need, even though we are not asking for fame, but inside we need the fame. That is the means that fame, the pradishta asha is the important thing. We cannot avoid. A devotee, they cannot means leave that pradishta asha. That is important. You have to from I read one book, Prabhu. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Hare Krishna. So, any devotees have any other further comments or queries? If not, we will thank Mataji for her time and efforts to explain this verse so wonderfully. So, let us all thank Mataji for her and her family to progress in Krishna consciousness by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra 3 times. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Rama, Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.